Here's a spunky little salad, and it's using a halloumi cheese, which I think is going to be the cheese of the summer. Halloumi is a cheese that started off in Cyprus, has been made there for many years, and now South Cape are actually making it here in Australia. So have a look. It's actually a cheese that is made not dissimilar to the way mozzarella is made, in that it is stretched during the making process, but it's actually matured in brine, a salt water solution, which gives it a nice saltiness and also helps to preserve the cheese, almost pickles the cheese in a way. So beetroot is actually probably one of the most underrated vegetables, I think, probably because people don't know how to prepare it. It can be roasted whole, and I've actually already started roasting about 500 grams of beetroot in the oven for about half an hour, and we're going to grab those out now. So they've had 30 minutes, and I'm just going to add some carrot, a couple of carrots just chopped into chunks. And one red onion which has been cut into wedges, and that's going back into the oven for another half an hour, just until those veggies soften, and the beetroot's going to cook in that time as well. While that's roasting, I'm going to make a beautiful mint and lime dressing, and it's fresh and it's lively and it's wonderful for summer. So about 1/4 cup of extra virgin olive oil, and this is our favourite always fresh one that we're adding. About a teaspoon of honey for sweetness. And some lime. So the grated rind of 1 lime, and then we're going to also add a couple of tablespoons of lime juice. So in with the grated lime. Lime is just one of those flavours of summer, I think. It's just so sharp and fragrant. And a little bit of the lime juice in there. Season that with a little bit of salt and pepper, and then we're going to put in some fresh mint. This recipe does work just as well if you use fresh basil or even coriander. Any of those beautiful summer herbs will just add a liveliness to this gorgeous dressing. About 1/4 cup, and we'll give those a bit of a rough chop. Smells wonderful. Into the jar, and we'll just give that a bit of a shake. So that's ready to go for when the halloumi is cooked and ready to go on the salad. So our veggies are roasted. What you need to do now is allow them to cool, but I'm just going to show you how to peel one of the beetroots. It's quite warm because it's just popped out of the oven, so I'm going to cut tops and the bottoms, and using a knife, just trim it and just take that outer skin off. So just dice them into big chunky dice. Whoops, there it goes. If you've never had roasted beetroot before and have only had the canned variety, you don't know what you're missing. It is a beautiful vegetable, and the only tricky thing is, of course, you can get very pink beetrooty fingers, which is why I'm being very careful here with tongs and a knife. You can use some little plastic gloves if you've got them at home. All right, into the bowl with the beetroot. Now, flying beetroot, that's what we've got today. Here they go. And in with the rest of the roasted veggies, the carrots and the roasted red onion. I've got some beautiful colours here, a ruby red, a golden orange colour, and now I'm going to add some lovely little fresh cherry tomatoes, about a punnet of those. And we're going to toss in the dressing, about half of it, because I need a little bit to drizzle on top later. Now this is a salad that can certainly be made ahead of time. It's not going to wilt on standing. And I'm just going to serve it onto the individual plates before I go back to cooking the cheese, which needs to be done at the last minute. It's already looking delicious. Let's finish it with the cheese. So back to the halloumi, which has been sitting here very patiently. I'm going to cut that into some nice squares. Just a little bit of oil in the pan, just enough to oil the base of the pan. So halloumi is a great cheese for cooking with. It pan fries beautifully, you can grill it, you can barbecue it, you can even crumb it and fry it, and it's just delicious. Make sure that the pan is really, really hot and that the cheese is moist. So if it has dried out, just dip it back in the brine. As soon as the oil is quite hot, add the cheese. Can't you just imagine cooking that on a hot oiled barbecue in the middle of summer? You're going to get beautiful crispy cheese and it's just going to be delicious over a salad. Straight onto the salad. So quick to cook, that's the key here. And finish that with a little more dressing. And that, to me, is the taste of summer.